Dealerships across America are drowning in unsold inventory right now. High interest rates and shifting buyer preferences have created the perfect storm, with luxury models getting hit hardest. Today, we're counting down the 12 cars dealers are absolutely desperate to move, some sitting on lots for nearly 300 days. Let's dive in and see which cars buyers are avoiding at all costs. Kicking off our countdown at number 12 is Chrysler Voyager, which proves that cheap doesn't always mean popular. With a 283-day supply and a $46,765 average price tag, this minivan is struggling big time. It bleeds value too, losing 52% in just 3 years. Reliability is a mediocre at 2.5 out of 5, with owners reporting transmission shutters, electrical failures, and sliding doors that sometimes just don't slide. The infotainment system feels like it's from 2015, and it's missing safety features that come standard on competitors. One of its biggest challenges is Chrysler's own reputation. With an outdated interior, minimal features, and a lack of cutting-edge tech, it's hard for this minivan to compete against rivals that offer a better blend of comfort and convenience. As minivans continue to fall out of favor, the Voyager risks becoming a forgotten relic of the past. Coming in at number 11, the BMW X6 proves that even luxury brands aren't immune to inventory problems. With a 140-day supply and an eye-watering $89,417 price tag, this coupe SUV loses half its value in 3 years. That's over $44,000 gone. Reliability is a dismal at 2/5, with owners battling expensive air suspension failures, engine oil leaks, and electronic glitches that would make a computer programmer cry. That sloping roofline? It looks cool, but kills your cargo space and rear headroom. Only 781 sold last month, showing that even BMW's prestige can't overcome a questionable value proposition. The ride is surprisingly harsh, too. Not what you expect when dropping nearly $90,000. Dealers are getting anxious with these sitting around, so expect some wiggle room on price if you're still interested. If you're finding this information helpful, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe. At number 10, the Alfa Romeo Giulia sits for 193 days on average with only 212 sold last month. Priced between $41,690 and $86,770, it loses an incredible 58% of its value in 3 years, making it one of the worst investments on 4 wheels. Reliability is abysmal at 1.5 out of 5, among the worst in the industry. Owners report constant check engine lights, electrical failures, and transmission issues that make dealer service departments their second home. The infotainment system feels like it was designed by someone who's never used a computer. While it offers sporty driving dynamics, reliability concerns and brand recognition in the US continue to limit its sales momentum. With over 1,000 units gathering dust nationwide, Alfa's American comeback is stalling out faster than a Giulia with a bad fuel pump. At number 9 is Cadillac's CT4, with a 197-day supply and 2,676 units gathering dust. Only 497 sold last month despite its $47,605 average price. It loses approximately 50% of its value in 3 years. A massive hit that makes leasing the only sensible option. Reliability is a mediocre at 2.5 out of 5. Owners report infotainment system failures, electrical issues, and transmission problems. The base 2.0-liter turbo engine feels underpowered compared to German rivals, and interior materials don't match the quality of European competitors at similar prices. Even with a lower price point in the segment, it faces stiff competition and slower demand for sedans overall. Fighting in the shrinking sedan market while buyer preferences shift dramatically toward SUVs, the CT4 is swimming against a powerful current. At number 8, the Infiniti QX55 is what happens when you take a mediocre SUV and make it less practical. With a 219-day supply and only 680 units sold last month, this coupe SUV is clearly struggling. It loses 48% of its value in 3 years, one of the worst depreciation rates in its class. Reliability is at 2.5 out of 5, with owners reporting CVT transmission headaches, freezing infotainment screens, and fuel system problems. That fancy variable compression engine sounds cool in theory, but causes headaches in practice. At $60,000, you're paying Mercedes money for a vehicle that feels distinctly not Mercedes. As one analyst brutally put it, it's difficult to see how anyone would shell out $60,000 for a crossover that doesn't deliver on luxury or innovation. With 3,433 units available, Infiniti dealers are feeling the pain. Coming in at number 7 is Audi A7. It looks gorgeous, but sits for ages with a shocking 225-day supply. Only 154 sold last month. That's fewer than some exotic cars. Priced at $81,400, it loses 55% of its value in 3 years. One of the worst depreciation rates in the luxury segment. Reliability is disappointing at 2 out of 5. Owners battle water pump failures, excessive oil consumption, and infotainment systems that crash more often than Windows 95. That touchscreen-heavy interface? Distracting and dangerous while driving, stories of random electrical glitches and complete breakdowns have tarnished its reputation. It loses 20% of its value the moment you drive off the lot. With about 3,639 units gathering dust, this stylish sedan is the definition of looks good, drives good, brakes good. The Audi A7 is really struggling with sales because it faces tough competition from other luxury cars like the BMW 5 Series and Mercedes E-Class. It's also pretty expensive, and more people these days prefer bigger, more practical SUVs. Audi is putting more effort into its electric cars, so older gas-powered sedans like the A7 are getting less attention. On top of that, some buyers think the A7's design is too plain, and with current economic conditions, fewer people are willing to spend big on a luxury sedan. At number 6, the Range Rover Velar sits for 227 days with nearly 2,500 unsold units nationwide. Only 498 sold last month despite its luxury badge. Priced at $72,530, it loses a staggering 61% of its value in 3 years. One of the worst depreciation rates in the industry. Reliability is terrible at 1.5 out of 5, with owners reporting air suspension failures, electrical system malfunctions, and touchscreen display issues. The dual touchscreen interface looks impressive but is distracting to use while driving. Repair costs are notoriously high, even by luxury standards. Luxury and style haven't been enough to move the Range Rover Velar. With nearly 2,500 unsold units, it shares the same headwinds as other high-end SUVs. High maintenance costs and reliability concerns continue to plague the brand, making buyers look elsewhere for their luxury SUV. Next on the list, at number 5, is Porsche Taycan, which proves that even Porsche isn't immune to inventory problems. The Taycan sits for 229 days, with 2,224 unsold units. Only 437 sold last month, despite its prestigious badge. At $143,682, it's the priciest car on our list, losing 38% of its value in 3 years. That's over $54,000 gone. Reliability is disappointing at 2 out of 5. Owners report battery system faults, charging issues, and software glitches that can leave you stranded. Range anxiety is real. The Taycan falls significantly short of Tesla and other competitors in how far it can go on a charge. With a price tag over $140,000 and a 229-day supply, the Porsche Taycan isn't exactly flying off the lot. As a high-end electric sedan, it faces pressure from more affordable EV options and high financing costs. Limited charging infrastructure compared to Tesla remains a major hurdle for potential buyers. If you're finding this information helpful, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe. Surprisingly, the redesigned 2025 Toyota 4Runner lands at number 4 with a 240-day supply and 6,448 units of fresh inventory. Only 1,210 sold last month, despite its $52,932 average price. Unlike most vehicles on our list, it historically holds value incredibly well, losing only about 30% after 3 years. One of the best in the industry. Reliability is typically excellent at 4/5, but the all-new 2025 model represents a complete redesign with unproven technology. The previous generation's fuel economy was abysmal at 17 miles per gallon combined, and the new turbocharged 4-cylinder engine is untested for long-term durability. EV Pulse explains, the redesigned 2025 Toyota 4Runner makes a surprise appearance on this list due to a massive shipment of new inventory. Still a popular model, it's not expected to stay here long. This is more about supply timing than lack of demand, a temporary glut rather than a chronic problem. The Dodge Charger takes the bronze in slow sales, landing at number 3 with a massive 241-day supply and more than 7,300 unsold cars just sitting around. Only 1,366 sold last month despite its $54,189 average price. It loses approximately 45% of its value in 3 years, with high-performance models depreciating even faster. Reliability is a mediocre at 2.5 out of 5. Owners battle electrical gremlins, suspension issues, and brakes that wear prematurely. Those V8 models guzzle gas like it's going out of style, and the interior quality feels a generation behind competitors at similar price points. With 241 days of supply, this muscle car may need more than heritage to drive sales. Rising fuel prices and interest rates have made the Charger's performance-focused proposition increasingly difficult to justify. The mini hardtop two-door grabs the silver for slow sales, landing at number 2 on our list with a 242-day supply and almost 4,000 cars still waiting to be sold. Only 731 sold last month, despite its $36,696 average price. It loses 47% of its value in 3 years. Terrible for a premium small car. Reliability is poor at 2/5. Owners battle electrical gremlins, cooling system failures, and transmission issues. The ride is unnecessarily harsh, like driving a go-kart over cobblestones, and road noise is excessive. That quirky interior layout prioritizes style over function, with controls that seem designed to confuse. The mini hardtop two-door is charming and fun to drive, but in a world obsessed with SUVs, this tiny hatchback feels like a relic from another era. If you're finding this information helpful, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe. The Jaguar FPace is the clear champ of slow sales, taking the #1 spot on our list with a massive 291-day supply sitting unsold. Only 424 sold last month despite its $72,831 average price. It loses an incredible 66% of its value in 3 years, the worst on our list and one of the worst in the entire industry, hemorrhaging nearly $48,000 in value. Reliability is an abysmal at 1.5 out of 5, making it one of the least reliable luxury SUVs money can buy. Owners battle persistent electrical failures, infotainment crashes, and climate control malfunctions. The air suspension fails regularly, and the diesel option has been plagued with emissions problems. Despite its sleek design, the Jaguar FPace is struggling. High interest rates, fuel costs, and reliability issues earned it a D- CarEdge rating. With Jaguar phasing out gas models and no EVs ready, buyers are wary. Add steep depreciation and brand uncertainty, and it's now the slowest-selling luxury SUV on the market. For contrast, let's look at what's flying off lots. The Lexus NX Hybrid leads with just 28 days of supply, a stellar 4.5 out of 5 reliability rating, and only 32% depreciation after 3 years. The Cadillac Escalade, 28 days, Lexus RX Hybrid, 31 days, Toyota RAV4, 32 days, and GMC Yukon, 34 days, round out the top 5 fastest sellers. Notice a pattern? These hot sellers share strong brand reputations, practical designs, and either hybrid efficiency or established luxury appeal. With prices ranging from $35,079 to $116,207, it's clear that value, not just price, is driving consumer decisions in 2025. The auto industry is facing a massive inventory crisis right now. If you're shopping for a new car, these slow-selling models could mean serious bargaining power. Just do your homework on reliability and long-term costs before signing anything. What do you think about these struggling models? Would you consider buying one at a steep discount? Let me know in the comments below, and if you found this video helpful, don't forget to smash that like button and subscribe for more auto insights. See you in the next video!